Good morning. This is not Lance Kenmore, and I would like to welcome you to this week's edition of the Tri-Cities Real Estate Update. As always, you can contact Lance directly on his cell phone at 509-727-8977.
Or online at kenmoreteam.com.
Kenmoreteam.com, or even better, you can check out our YouTube channel to see, all the episodes that you missed. You can follow the Kenmore Cash Instagram channel to see where I'm, what dumpster I'm taping Lance and Karen's cash to this week. Once again, Lance always likes to thank John for hosting and everyone here at the station for making this happen. So, John, how are you?
Good. And we're just kind of filling in for him today.
Yeah.
He's got some uber important stuff to take care of. So we said, we promise not to burn down the place.
Yeah. What is your level of concern with how this is going to go?
None at all.
Okay.
None whatsoever.
That's very gracious.
As long as we don't go George Carlin and say any of the 7 dirty words, we're going to be fine.
I think I should be able to do that.
Yeah.
I control the edit on my end. You control the edit on your end.
Absolutely.
So see what comes out. Yeah, he's in Boston right now, right? He's rooting on his daughter. And speaking of hockey,
yes,
she's playing hockey. Speaking of hockey, did you enjoy watching the United States kind of stick it to Canada?
Oh, yeah. Men's and women's teams. And the women's game, that gal that scored the game-winning goal, that was a defenseman.
Oh, okay.
That was a defenseman. Backhand, forehand, then she goes backhand right between in the 5-hole.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
You go watch that replay, and it's like, no, she's not a forward or a center. She's a defenseman.
I think in hockey, they call that getting dangled.
I don't know that term.
Yeah.
Yep.
She dangled the goalie, and I was like, wow, that's a defenseman.
Well,
but yeah, it was really cool, and kudos to his daughter playing in a very up-and-coming D1 program that's, our son played D3 football at Whitworth, and you do not want to miss out on those opportunities.
No, it's... Yeah, she's that's a great family. That's really what we're going to end up talking about a little bit today, because he told Brett and I he gave us no real directive.
No.
He said, can you do the show? And we just said, let's find out.
Yeah.
That's primarily what we're going to talk about today, because Lance doesn't do much talking about himself, but I think all three of us have a lot to share about the man that he is and the woman that Karen is and what they've done for our families. But this part, usually, what we do is we talk about a crazy celebrity real estate story. Today is not a celebrity. It's if you had the opportunity to live on top of, let's say you were an apartment person or like a condo person.
All right.
And that was going to be built on top of some existing business in the Tri-Cities.
Yeah.
What would your pick be?
Strictly for feasibility or logistics, I'd probably want to have the apartment above a gym.
A gym. Oh,
because then I could walk downstairs.
Yeah. You've got the physique for it.
Build it on top of Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness.
Ever since they added the free weights in the back, I'm a happy camper.
I have a Planet Fitness membership that I use sort of infrequently. I continue paying for it month by month, but I think maybe it would help me if I actually had to walk through it to get to my actual refrigerator.
Yeah.
Or
I've
carry
seen
takeout through the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
There's one of these, I think they call it the Falls. It's up by 24th and Union in Kennewick, where they have the apartments, and then there's a whole bunch of the businesses on the bottom row. We started to see that on the west side, the complete living things where they have a grocery store and maybe a clothes, and it's kind of like a little mini community in an apartment building.
Yeah,
it's cool.
There was an awesome one in they're all over Bend, Oregon, and I think they're amazing, and I would love to have something like that here. What would you choose? What would your?
I think just for the fun of it, like the Uptown would be cool.
The Uptown would be cool.
Yeah. Just to say that you lived above the Uptown.
Well, the old Cascade building in downtown Kennewick, the one that they're trying to rebuild because tragically it burned.
Sure.
But there were apartments or have been apartments above that, and then there were businesses on the bottom floor, but it was that historic building in downtown Kennewick.
Well, this is what they're doing in Los Angeles right now. They're building living units above a Costco.
Oh my!
Where would Costco land on your? Where would Costco land on your list of places that you would want to?
I have to admit, it wouldn't be in the top 5. Okay. But think about it. Well, a Costco run would be literal.
Yeah, just go down for it. Where it would really save me is if all I had to do was go downstairs and pay $1.50 for a hot dog. I'd eat a lot of hot dogs. Mm-hmm. That wouldn't help me in the gym part we were talking about, but my wallet, it would help my wallet. So what they're doing in Los Angeles, it's they call it a first of its kind hybrid model, the first mixed use development in the United States to feature a massive box retailer. Costco is the ground floor anchor tenant with residential housing built directly on top of it. They're saying it's creative financing with government subsidies, which California government subsidies, we could probably talk about that for a little while. But
we don't have time.
Yeah, we probably couldn't get into that.
Oh, boy.
That would be a different show. 800-unit apartment complex will feature
800 units.
800 units with 184 units reserved specifically for low-income households, which I think that's cool. With the remaining 616 units priced as non-subsidized workforce and middle-income housing because the commercial rent paid by Costco helps offset the cost. Now, when I first saw this, what I thought was that Costco was doing this. That Costco said, let's
they're getting into the apartment.
Let's literally trap our customers, at least 800 of them. Let's trap them on top. But actually what it is, it's a company called... Where are they? Thrive Living. It's actually them. So what they're doing is they're building this structure and then renting the bottom out to Costco.
Interesting.
But it would save me a lot because I'll go to Costco. Our office is right next to Costco.
Yes.
So on my way home,
lunch.
I go there not even just for lunch. I go there for a snack just to see. I call it Costco roulette. Where I go in and what I'm having for my snack right now is whatever they happen to do, whatever they have for samples. And,
yes.
Every once in a while it's amazing. I remember right after COVID, right after like mask mandates and everything ended, they were sampling full hot wings, like bone-in hot wings. And while that was amazing, I was watching people licking their fingers because there were no napkins. People were just licking sauce off of their hands. I'm like, whoa, this is...
They didn't have napkins or wet naps.
No, they had people's COVID tongues to spread all around. But
I'll just wipe my fingers on my shirt.
That was how I knew we were back. Was my Costco run where everybody was licking their fingers.
Yeah.
So.
It'll be interesting to see how that works out, and the mix of the different kinds of the different levels of the housing. Yeah, the rent and everything.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting, and I wonder if they bennied everybody with a free Costco membership.
Oh, that's a good question.
I did the math on this a while back. I used to have a video series where I would wear my the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. I would wear those in there and I would review samples as I went through. I only did it a couple times because I felt weird filming people that didn't know they were being filmed. But I was doing the math on one of those that even with the cost of the membership. If you were only to eat hot dogs 2 meals a day, because it's a pretty big hot dog, you're talking about 2 of those would be, what are they, quarter pound? So half a pound of hot dog every day. If you decided that was what you were going to eat for lunch and dinner every single day, you would come out ahead, even with the membership, than you would buying hot dogs literally anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, the Costco hot dogs are legendary.
Unbelievable.
Oh, and those great big, they look like a pillow, the chicken wrap.
Chicken bake.
Yeah, the chicken bakes.
Yeah. That used to be my go-to, a rotisserie chicken. I've maybe one of my sadder meals. I was not in a great mood. I was not in a great place. I went and I got a Costco rotisserie chicken and I ate it in the parking lot with a fork.
That's called a boy dinner.
That's a boy dinner? Wow. I had a boy dinner.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what they're doing in Los Angeles. Let's see if some of that makes its way up here. I'd be all for it.
Yeah. Well, we've started to see the mixed use, like I said, up by the falls. They call it the falls, I think, up at 24th and Union.
Yeah.
Isn't it? That's some of the plan with the Vista Field stuff too, right? Is a lot of mixed use.
Mm-hmm. They haven't got to that yet.
Yeah, but that was in the original. Like there's some stuff that's going to be there.
I'm interested in how much of a demand there would be for that here
because it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I'll live on top of a brewery.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Live on top of Weed Head. There you go.
Weed Head or
yeah.
Castle? No, not that one.
That's not a brewery.
Let's move on. The really what I wanted to talk about today, like I said earlier, is all three of us, I think, have a lot of great things to say about Lance and Karen Kenmore that they wouldn't want to say themselves on a radio show. I think I have known him the least amount of time of all three of you, right? So I have been aware of Lance for a very long time. I've been a real estate agent this is my 12th year, and if you're in the industry, you're aware of Lance Kenmore.
Yes.
But I didn't know him. Yeah. I listen to a lot of radio while I'm driving, and his commercials are ubiquitous.
Yeah.
You could even say maybe torturous. They're everywhere. It's I will listen to ESPN radio driving up to work and hear a commercial for
as you're pulling into the
my
parking
boss
lot.
As I'm pulling into the parking lot to go see my boss, and then I leave my boss to go to Costco to get samples and listen to about wonderful things about Lance Kenmore and his business. And I think people have their opinions about Lance and his business. I mean, favorable opinions about Lance and his business. But for anybody that doesn't know him as a person, or Karen as a person, they are deeply good people that I am someone that I don't immediately assume that someone that is successful is also going to be a good person. In fact, I usually potentially safely assume the opposite. But I wanted to talk to you two about your stories about Lance and Karen in particular. When it registered to me was the first day that I took my son into our office. Lance was in a meeting with someone else. He was in a coaching meeting with one of the agents or someone in property management, whatever it was. He paused that meeting to come and meet my son. And that's not a huge gesture, but he didn't have to do that, but he did. And in my interview with him, when I was moving over there, in my interview with him, they made a point to let me know that the company, that family is important to the company. But everyone says that.
Yeah, it's like cliche now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like pizza parties and family's important.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a thing that you say, but that gesture was real. He did not have to come and meet my son and spend that time with. It makes me emotional thinking about it. He didn't have to do that, but he did. And that was just my first. That was just my first interaction with him that made me realize that.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't do is introduce who was with me. This is Brett Patrick. He's in property management with the Kenmore team, and he's. Are you here just to make sure I don't mess this up? Is that?
I don't know. Lance just asked us both to be here, and here I am. I'm here so I don't get fined, as they say.
That's what they say. What is I don't know enough about your life, your day to day.
Yeah.
I imagine you. We never talk about your job. I imagine you're the muscle. You're who they send. Why are you laughing?
Well, I kept thinking about the Santa Claus 2.
Yeah.
I was up all night. Coca was a little strong, I decided to create these soldiers. I need a little muscle, need a little nudge.
Yeah, that's Brett. He's when your rent's late, they send you out. Is that your?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's what I imagine.
Yeah, as business development manager, just quickly, I'm basically our sales rep, essentially, / account manager. So I make sure that we're bringing in new business, and so that's most of my job. And as the longest employee of property management, I have a lot of relationships with our owners that have been there a long time. So I kind of make sure that our current owners are just kind of filling the gaps, is making sure they're happy and making sure that they're getting questions answered, and just since been there for so long, I'm usually the go-to for that.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. So we have clients that we've had for 10 years. So.
You're good.
Wow.
Cop.
Yes.
You're a good cop.
Yes.
Is there a bad cop? Do we have one of those?
I won't say who it is, but we probably have one or two of those.
It's
Yeah.
Sierra, isn't it?
If we had one, it might be Sierra. Yeah. Stefani, our new COO, would be the other one.
Yeah.
Between those two, yeah.
Okay. Well, and when we say the good cop, bad cop, most property management companies, especially you guys, you want to help people, you want to work with people, but you do have a screening process, and unfortunately,
we have ways that we have to do things.
In every property or management or rental situation, you're going to have 9 terrific owners or renters, and then you're going to have someone that's the problem.
The 10th is usually the problem. It's
the problem child.
10% of our clients. Not clients, but 10% of the people are usually, 80% of the work, or whatever the saying goes.
Yeah, and those are people that would probably have a difficult time with any property management. It's just a reality.
It is. No, that's totally right.
We need to do a show at some point just talking about the most terrible things you've seen.
Oh, we could do a show on that. I don't have a ton but they're usually I have enough that we could do a show on.
Because Lance has done about the most shot, like when he found the ocelot or the tiger or whatever.
Oh yeah, remember that? He found like some kind of jungle cat.
Yeah, somebody had in their house as a pet.
Yeah.
We need to do a show just about horror stories.
Yeah, we should. But today we're not.
No, we're not. We're talking about. I took up the entire first segment and now half of this one, blabbing myself. Tell me about your experiences.
Well, I've worked for Lance. It'll be 9 years in June. So just a few months I've been there. I've been there almost a decade. I always told myself that I was never going to get into real estate. My mom has worked for Lance for almost 15 years.
Oh.
So couple stories. The very first one that comes to mind is when I was in high school, Lance let my brother, I have a twin brother, drive his brand new truck to prom. My mom had worked at the company for like a year and a half or something like that. Why? I don't remember the reason or how my brother talked him into it, but he was just like, have it back in my driveway by tomorrow and clean.
Well, you were just telling me a story about a time that was it helping you move or what was it?
Yeah, so a couple years ago, first of all, he helped me and my now wife. The seller of the house that we bought together left 6 dump trailers of junk outside.
Wow.
We were like trying to move. We had all these moving parts because we were selling the house that I lived in. We were buying this house together, and we had to be out of our house and into this new one in like 24 hours is all we had. And so Lance just shows up with his dump trailer that he uses for whatever, and was just like, and I was out there trying to help him. He goes, no, me and Mason, his son, we got this today. And he took 6 loads to the dump of like junk and like pallets and stuff. It just showed. I didn't even ask him. Yeah. He just showed up. He's like, I knew you guys were gonna need some help. Here, we'll take care of this. You do all the rest of the stuff.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I haven't been in a situation where I needed something like that from him, but I fully believe that he would.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask him.
Yeah, but you know this. John doesn't. I don't know if John knows this. He married me and my wife.
Really?
Yes.
He's an officiant?
Yes, he was an officiant. We were doing like this backyard wedding, and I asked him if he wanted to do it, and he did. And every single one of my family members was at that. Was like, he did such a great job. He went so far as to find out what my wife's favorite band was, and took lyrics from one of the songs and like incorporated it into the wedding. My wife's Russian, so he even incorporated Russian wedding traditions into the ceremony, like
on his own.
Didn't even ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so it's like when we've talked about this before. It's like when people will often be like tongue in cheek, like, "Oh, how's working for Lance?" And they sometimes are like shocked when I say, "It's the best. You will have to drag me out of that place."
I completely agree. This is my favorite job I've ever had.
Yeah.
Both the videography and the real estate stuff, but it's because of the community that he's built. It's like,
and they call it culture.
Yeah,
culture.
That's a word that you hear a lot, but it's
what do they call it? A buzzword?
Yeah,
right? a corporate buzzword.
If you're in one that's good, you realize you have to be in a culture like that.
Yep.
You see it in sports, you see it in business, you see it otherwise. If there is one, you're like, when you're in it, you're like, yeah.
Absolutely.
You understand what it's all about. When you hear about it from the outside, you're like, you have to experience it. But when you're in a place that has it, you know, hopefully you're doing what you want for a living. But even if it's not your dream job,
it makes it better.
It makes it, you look forward to going to work because it doesn't make it easier. It doesn't make it simple. But you don't get on Fridays, you're not like, oh, geez, I got to go to work on Monday.
I sincerely look forward to going to our office every day.
Yeah.
But all of that is a testament to Lance and Karen and the way that they recruit. Our office is completely devoid of I don't want to use the word drama, but there's no conflict.
No,
really.
Never.
There's no, and it's all a testament.
And if there is, Lance and Karen have ways of smoothing it over and making sure that everyone's...
And you know, the thing of it is, too, is that in places with culture, your productivity is better because the expectations are higher. But with the expectation comes, look, if you're willing to buy in, this will work for you and you will enjoy and you'll be happy and you'll get a sense of fulfillment. And putting in the extra work, I don't mind because of the culture and the payoff, if you will.
Speaking of that productivity, I remember this was a few years ago. I don't think Brian worked there yet, but I remember the Zillow has reps for areas and all this, and they came to Lance and Karen and they're like, do you guys understand that your average agent does double the amount of transactions that anyone else? What are you doing? Yeah. And it was just like...
And people want to know because they see what you're doing and they go, well, how could we be like that? Well, it's not like ting.
Yeah.
It comes from a lot of hard work because I remember when Lance started his own brokerage years ago.
Yeah.
And it's taken a lot of hard work to build it into what it is.
Yeah.
My mom was like the second or third agent he ever hired.
Yeah.
When he started his own brokerage.
Your mom rules, by the way. Your mom's the best. But some of it is like it's the only place I've ever worked where I was maybe not. I don't know if it's externally or internally motivated, really, but like part of my motivation working there is you know, I don't want to. I want to perform well for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
and I
weird.
think everybody kind of feels that way.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's a pleasant accountability.
Yeah.
Yep.
You feel motivated to work hard because wow, this is so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even want to consider slacking off because that's like
Because they'll disappoint dad.
Exactly. Dad,
that is beneath everybody.
Well, and I've seen in this room in here, I've seen the way that he's been generous to you and your family in a way that he doesn't.
Well, yeah, over the years, you know, our daughter, the long road, this is her last rodeo with club, but she has signed to play at Columbia Basin College. She's going to play college softball, JUCO. You know, he's been nice to help out with some sponsorships and some things with that because, and I look at him and I go, we had it easy. His kids played hockey.
Yeah.
And
high level.
Hockey parents.
Yeah.
I do this because softball, club softball, soccer, volleyball, baseball is nothing compared to the commitment required for a kid that plays club hockey.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But that was, you know, that's really, really cool that, you know, his kids accomplished and, you know, his daughter is such a high level.
Yeah.
Both of them really good hockey players.
Yeah. Excellent.
And I think because he understood that.
Yeah.
You know, when you've been there, you're like, well, yeah, I get it. You know, you're trying to make it because our daughter's like, well, this is going to be how I help pay for my post. And a lot of these girls are like, yeah, this is how I'm going to pay for my college is the money for playing a sport, the scholarship. because otherwise, I'm not sure. I'd have to wait a year or two and pile up the resources. So it's a win-win thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there it is. There's 2 employees and a radio station's opinion of
and don't forget how the pies at Christmas.
Oh yeah, giving away the
he's
the
famous
pie
for
event.
that. All the clients and former clients
pie
and people
giveaways.
he knows, and
That's right.
There's a lot
Give
of
away
things.
so many have to drive to Spokane to get them now.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you find out later that they were instrumental in making happen, but you didn't find out about it later until somebody said, "Oh, by the way, did you know we were able to do this because they helped?"
Yeah.
Well, they didn't say, "Of course not."
Yeah.
They don't. They don't do that.
Well, and I promise he didn't ask me to say any of this.
No,
right?
he'll listen to this and be like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, I know.
Well, and I tell people, I have friends and family and others, and anytime I hear anything about real estate, I just reflexively go, "I know a guy.
Yeah.
I've got a guy."
Absolutely.
And I said, "You're going to sell your home. You need to."
Yeah.
I'm serious.
That's right.
Call
No, I
Lance.
agree with you. I have a deep, healthy respect for that man,
Yes.
and a deep, and Karen as well, but with a little bit of fear thrown in.
Karen's a little more fearful.
I'm a little afraid of
That's
Karen.
so true.
Little afraid of Karen.
Yeah.
But love those
when
people.
Karen emails me, a little bit of my heart stops a little bit.
What did I do?
What did I do?
Well, maybe she's the enforcer.
She is the enforcer.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. But Lance, I think, is back next week.
Yes.
Who knows? But if you got any questions, give us a call. Go to website, and
Yes.
this is my first radio show.
Yeah.
And Lance will be right back here next week.
Yes, right here on News Talk 870.